Colorado High School Activities Association Baseball is on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network from Nelson Park in Johnstown. It's the visiting Fort Morgan Mustangs against the Roosevelt Rough Riders. I'm John Beltran. These teams played yesterday, a 12-2 victory by Roosevelt. We'll get to the starting lineup here momentarily for the Mustangs that have lost. Now they've lost 8 games in a row after yesterday's setback, while Roosevelt has won 6 straight. Some changes in the Mustang lineup for sure. And thanks to Brian Nickel helping me out here with making sure that we actually have the correct lineup as this game is about to start. And we'll get you to that here in just a second. But yeah, the Mustangs playing so many games over a short period of time. Got to go a little bit of a different route today with their lineup. So here is the Fort Morgan lineup. It stays the same near the top. Jaden Carrera, the third baseman, hits first. Charlie Langford, the shortstop, bats second. The number 3 hitters, the catcher, Jason Diaz. Miguel Davila, the DH, hits fourth. Isaiah Ortiz bats fifth. J.J. Marquez hits sixth in center. Franco Diaz, the left fielder, hits seventh. And then Ryan Elrick in right hits eighth. And the pitcher is Royer Alvarez. Royer getting the start. That Mustang lineup brought to you by Buildings by Design. The first pitch brought to you by B&B Appliance. And the pitch swung on and grounded right side. First baseman 2 steps to his right. The flip to the pitcher, Castillo covering for the out as Devin Mitchell made the play. 1 pitch and 1 out. That goes 3-1. A little bit different than it was yesterday, temperature and wind-wise. It's at 61 degrees, but the wind is brutal. And here's Charlie Langford, the pitch, and the breaking ball's inside. Gorgeous field at Nelson Park. It's a new high school at Roosevelt, so no baseball field over there, at least for now. And the right-hander delivers. Swung on and grounded to short. That's a roller out there. Scooping and throwing out Langford for the second out is Caden Bryant, 2 down. Well, that'll be a good thing if this game goes by quickly, because I'm telling you, this is not baseball weather. It's nothing weather. It's indoor weather. Staying indoors is what you love to do today. Here's Jason Diaz. The Mustangs hitting under 300 as a team. Yesterday held a 1-hit swing and a foul. No balls and 1 strike. Here to Jason Diaz, top of the first inning. The Mustangs in their road grays and Roosevelt in their pinstripe whites. They're 8-7 and 6-2 in league play. The Mustangs going in the other direction. Out of the stretch, the pitch from Castillo, swing and a miss. On a fastball up in the zone. No balls and 2 strikes. To Jason Diaz, the pitch. Breaking ball went behind him. 1-2. Oh, the sun came out. That's not going to make a difference. Well, it'll make it brighter. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and the offering. Swung on and fouled off to the right. That's headed out of play. Count remains at 1-2. Got some baseball music playing. I like that in between pitches. Gives you the atmosphere that you're at a baseball game. Castillo delivers, swing and a foul on the bender. Remains at 1-2, and this Roosevelt team was stuck on 2 wins for a while. Now they've caught fire, and yesterday they put on a display. Brady Mylander went the distance on a 1-hitter in that 12-2 win. And the Mustangs ended last year on a 14-game losing streak, and very similar so far this year. With all these losses, the pitch, fastball is upstairs. Just want to get the Mustangs on track. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The offering, that's upstairs as well. Three and 2. Here to Jason Diaz, just underway. 2 down and the base is empty. Mustangs actually have lost 9 in a row. Let me correct that. 5 and 9, 5 and 11 fouled off. Yeah, yesterday, before yesterday's game, they were on the 8-game losing streak. But their last victory came on March 30th at Frederick. So, yeah, that is 9 consecutive setbacks for the Mustangs. And the pitch, and that is low. Excellent plate appearance by Jason Diaz. And that'll send up Miguel Davila. Miguel hitting out of the 4-hole. From the right side, batting .316. The stretch by Castillo. And the offering. That's low. 1 ball and no strikes. Brian will be with you on Tuesday when the Mustangs take on Riverdale Ridge in Thornton. Short lead at first. Courtesy runner, and that's in the dirt. 2-0 to Miguel Davila. Well, we'll see what Royer Alvarez has today. Has not been on the varsity roster at all, but he's pitching for the Mustangs. 2-0. Swung on and drilled towards left field, a base hit. And advancing to second is Swetzik. And the Mustangs have something working here in the top of the first inning. All the damage, or the minimal damage, done with 2 down. Here's Isaiah Ortiz, the number 5 hitter in the lineup, batting .279. Was the losing pitcher yesterday in the 12-2 loss. And the offering. Swung on and grounded to short. Bryant should have an easy play. He'll toss to first for the out. And that is it for the Mustangs in the top of the first inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left. To the bottom of the first we go. The Mustangs are held off the board. Roosevelt is coming to the plate on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's get to the starting lineup for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Winners of 6 in a row. Batting first is the shortstop, Caden Bryant. The second hitter is the center fielder, Brady Mylander. The catcher, Seppi Salvatore, hits third. As Real Castillo, the pitcher, is the cleanup hitter. Jack Sansoni, the right fielder, hits fifth. Dalton Baldino at third, hits sixth. The left fielder, Mason Sauer, bats seventh. The DH is in the 8th position, Jace Guntel. And the second baseman, Josiah Martinez, hits ninth. For the Mustangs, defensively at first is Michael Strange. Over at second, Isaiah Ortiz, Jaden Carrera at third. Charlie Langford's at short. Around the outfield, Frank Diaz at left. The center fielder is J.J. Marquez. Ryan Elrick in right. Jason Diaz is behind the plate. And here's Royer Alvarez getting his first varsity action. And it comes on the heels of a 9-game losing streak. Got nothing to lose now with a 5-11 mark. Right-handed hitter is Caden Bryant. Had a good game yesterday, and that pitch is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Bryant was 1 for 1 with 3 runs scored. Alvarez to the plate, and that off-speed pitch, I guess, was high. Looked pretty good from here, 2-0. Alvarez, Mylander, and Salvatore in the bottom of the first inning on a windy Friday. Royer gets a sign, turns and fires. little bit up and away, 3-0 to Caden Bryant. The Mustangs had a base hit in the top of the first inning, did not score. Well, let's see if we go with a straight-up fastball here in the pitch. That's right down the middle for a strike. 3-1 from Royer Alvarez.
5.6 ERA in one appearance.
Swung on and lifted towards center field, and coming on to his left and dropping the ball is J.J. Marquez. That's his second drop ball this week. This is the second appearance, correction. Thank you to Brian. 5.6 earned run average. Well, that's just another example of the Mustangs defensively. That was a ball hit right at JJ, and somehow he dropped it. I know he's not used to playing center field, but that was right in his glove and somehow didn't squeeze it. And just like that, the Mustangs commit an error, one batter into the bottom of the first. And the fielding for Fort Morgan this year has been a major issue. 48 errors now after that miscue. They're on pace to have the worst defensive team in Josh Langford's tenure. That's upstairs. Brady Mylander is the hitter. He's the winning pitcher yesterday. Mylander went 0 for 2 with a run scored. Short lead at first. 1 ball and no strikes. And the offering. Runner going. Swung on line. Base hit into center. No, caught! Oh, by the leaping Langford. He throws to first for the double play. That ball just died out there. Oh, man, that was headed for center field. And Charlie, like he had springs in his legs, was able to make the leaping catch. I think the wind kind of knocked that down because that was easily headed for center field. And an easy double play as he threw to first to double up the runner. And that changes the whole bottom of the first inning. Holy mahungus, what a snag by Charlie. 2 down for Seppi Salvatore. Alvarez is now back out of the windup. Oh, what a gorgeous play by Lang for the pitch. And that breaking ball was about 5 feet outside and all the way to the backstop. Salvatore was 3 for 3 with 2 runs batted in. Their best hitter. And from the left side. Yeah, the sun is out. The wind is still pretty steady, the pitch. Breaking ball is up and away. 2 balls and no strikes to Seppi Salvatore. And Alvarez has only thrown 3 strikes. 2 of those were hit. The other was on a 3-0 pitch. Awaiting the pitch is Seppi Salvatore, the pitch. Fastball is upstairs. Well, Royer is nowhere near the plate. And yet, he's got 2 outs in the inning. It'll be a 3-0 pitch to the catcher for Roosevelt. And that one is up and away, a 4-pitch walk. Here's the opposing pitcher, Israel Castillo. Castillo, 1 for 4 yesterday. In a 2-run single. And also had a sac fly. Elias Pardo is the courtesy runner for Roosevelt. Bottom of the first inning, no score. The Mustangs stranded 2. The stretch by the right-hander Alvarez, the pitch. Breaking ball went behind him to the backstop. And the runner advances to second. You know what? At this point, he doesn't have control of that pitch. Just throw fastball, see what happens. He has 0 control of that pitch. In fact, he doesn't have control of the majority of his first 12 pitches, but he's got 2 outs. And Royer is a competitor. We saw that in basketball. And the offering. There you go. That's right there for a strike. Took something off that pitch. It's 1-1. Yeah, as big as Royer is, he doesn't throw as hard as you think he would. But if he's got movement on his pitches, that's all you need. Looking back at second, the offering. That is up and away. Where's that missing? The Mustang fans don't like it. And I'm with Josh Langford. I mean, where is that missing? I mean, that's a strike every day of the week. 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, I'm with Josh Langford. Yeah, and Brian is as dumbfounded.
Sitting right behind the plate here.
Yeah.
Looks like it's right there.
Yeah, I don't know where those pitches are missing. I mean, there's a couple that should have been called strikes, and certainly that one. And now Langford just trying to settle down his pitcher. At 2-1. I mean, if you want this game to move along as slowly as possible, you start calling pitches like that ball instead of a strike. And now the home plate umpire is coming out to break up the conversation, and Josh Langford, I'm sure, might have a little word. He already had a little word with the umpire as he was coming out across the first baseline. Two balls and 1 strike. In fact, I might go as far as to say that last call, or non-call, was egregious. It was all over the strike zone, and somehow it was called ball 2. Looking in is Alvarez. Runner off of second, the pitch, and that bounces in. Nice block there by Diaz. 3 balls and 1 strike. Jack Sansoni's on deck with 2 down in the bottom of the first inning on a line drive double play that was turned by Charlie Lang for the pitch. That is a little bit up and in, but that looked pretty good from here as well. And it's ball 4. There's Jack Sansoni, right-handed hitter. And another courtesy runner for Roosevelt. And that'll be Jackson Retchless running at first. So Retchless at first, Pardo at second. And Sansoni's now the hitter. The wind is starting to die down a bit. Here's a stretch. Royer Alvarez, the right-hander, to the plate. Upstairs, that's definitely a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Here to Jack Sansoni. Looking back, and the offering. That breaking ball's upstairs. 2-0. On deck is Dalton Baldino. Yeah, you can't keep Royer out there if he can't throw a strike. I mean, there should have been maybe a couple of others. 2-0 pitch. That's right there for a strike on the inner half. 2-1. Everything looks like a changeup, too. A lot of off-speed stuff, which is fine. Try to get him off balance. Alvarez looks back. And the pitch. That is a strike. Wow. Yeah, 2-2. Bottom of the zone for Royer Alvarez. Pardo at second, Retchless at first. And the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and chopped to third. And the throw's going to be made all the way across the diamond for the out by Jaden Carrera. Could have just stepped on the bag, which I thought he was going to do, but nonetheless, he makes the play, and that's why you can get away with that as long as you don't commit a miscue. In the inning for Roosevelt. No runs. No hits. There was 1 error and 2 left. To the second we go. No score on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. I'm John Beltran, back from Nelson Park in Johnstown. No score. Fort Morgan and Roosevelt, top 2. J.J. Marquez, followed by Frank Gutierrez and Ryan Elrick. Against right-hander Israel Castillo. The pitch fouled off to the right. Yeah, Sansoni giving chase, but I don't know what he's doing. He slams right into the fence. I mean, there's no shot at that ball. 0. No balls and 1 strike. But, hey, it's an A for effort, that's for sure. The offering. Fastball is upstairs. J.J. Marquez batting .205, and he's hitting out of the number 6 hole today. The pitch, that's a strike, bottom of the zone. 1-2. Castillo turns and fires. And a swing and a miss and a pitch down and in. They got to throw him out. The ball was in the dirt. The throw's going to be low, but in time as Salvatore throws out Marquez to Devin Mitchell to record the strikeout. And there's one down here for Frank Urias. This is his second plate appearance, 0 for 1. The offering, and that is inside. Looked like a breaking ball that didn't break. 1 ball and no strikes to Urias. And the pitch, that's low. 2-0 to Frank Urias. Well, Castillo's working pretty quickly, getting the sign and the offering. That's a strike. On the outer half with a fastball. Since 2003, Western Engineering Consultants providing big firm product with small firm relationships. The pitch fouled off to the right. Visit westerneci.com for more. westerneci.com. The base is empty. Here in the top half of the second. 2-2 to Frank. The pitch, swing and a miss through a fastball in the outer half, and there's 2 down. A strikeout of Frank Urias. And that'll send up the number 8 hitter, Ryan, or check it. It is Elric. Riley Elric. And the offering, that is low. Only the 5th plate appearance for Riley. He is 0 for 4. And the offering, that's a strike. On the outer half, it's 1-1. Here to Elric. That pitch is also a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 down. The base is empty. And the pitch, swing and a foul. Took something off it. Count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch, way outside. It is 2-2 to Ryan Elric. Riley Elric. I don't know why I keep saying it wrong. Righty against righty. Pause and a pitch. That's down and away. Why is that not strike 3? I mean, I'm rooting for the Mustangs here, but that clearly looked like a strike. So here we go. And the pitch fouled off to the right. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Riley Elric. And the offering, swung on line but foul. That's twisting away from Sansoni in right field. So it remains at 3-2. Well, as long as the Mustangs can stay in this game for as long as possible, that's all they want. Just stay in the game and then never know what happens after that. Especially on the heels of a 9-game losing streak, just play your game. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Elric awaits, swung on and lifted towards shallow left center field. That's a base hit. And Elric wasn't sure. He ran through the bag, normally around first, but nonetheless, he doesn't care. He's on base at his first base hit of 2024. And that sends up Royer Alvarez. for Royer. This is his first plate appearance of the year. The pitch, that's a strike right there on the outer half with a fastball. No balls and 1 strike to Alvarez. Castillo at the belt. Long pause. The pitch in the dirt. Nice stop there by Giuseppe Salvatore. And the count evens at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's in the dirt. 2-1. Now, all of a sudden, the game is moving along at a methodical pace. And that's really because Castillo has lost the zone a little bit. Retired the first 2 pretty quickly, including a strikeout of Frank Urias, but then a great at-bat by Riley Elrick. An excellent at-bat on that 3-2 base hit. And now down to the number 9 hitter, Royer Alvarez, 2 balls and 1 strike. No score. Castillo to the plate. Swing and a miss. He swung over that fastball. It's 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Off of first is Elrick, short lead. The pitch in the dirt, and it skips away, and that's going to advance the runner, Elrick, to second of the wild pitch. So the Mustangs with a runner in scoring position. Doesn't look like we have much of a threat of rain. We had more of a threat earlier. 3-2. Castillo to the plate. Swinging a foul. All of a sudden, that pitch count approaching 40. Rockies, by the way, do not play on a Friday, which is rare, but that's because they're playing 2 games starting tomorrow in Mexico City against the Houston Astros. And incredibly enough, both the Rockies and Astros are 7-19. 3-2 pitch, and he bounced it in there. Alvarez walks. Yeah, Castillo really scuffling after retiring the first 2 hitters. There's Jaden Carrera. Carrera grounded to first on the very first pitch, and I think head coach Josh Langford wants him to make sure that he swings at the right pitch. Mustangs with another courtesy runner at first. That's Braden Hilser. So it's Elrick and Hilser on the base paths. At the belt, the pitch, and that's in the dirt. Man, Castillo looks bad. Something's going on there. He hasn't reached the plate with quite a few of these pitches. 1 ball and no strikes. Brady Mylander was really solid yesterday. He was masterful in that 12-2 victory. The offering, swinging a foul off the end of the bat to the screen. 1-1 to Jaden Carrera. Well, the one thing you want to do when you know there's inclement weather coming is to get out of here quickly, but who knows if that's going to happen. The offering swung on and grounded slowly down the third baseline. It's going to be a long throw to first, and in time. That was a bullet to retire Jaden Carrera from Dalton Baldino. And the Mustangs are done in the top of the second. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left. An inning and a half complete. No score. Fort Morgan and Roosevelt in Johnstown on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
Western Engineering. Winning sports coverage with Morgan County's B106.
Let's move to the bottom of the second inning. And the Mustangs and Roosevelt Rough Riders are scoreless. Here is Dalton Baldino. Mason Sauer and Jace Guntel against right-hander Royer Alvarez. Baudino 0 for 1 yesterday, 2 runs scored, and the breaking ball is a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Good start there for Royer on the off-speed pitch. And he kicks and fires. That fastball is upstairs. And the count levels at 1-1. Yeah, the wind is definitely going to knock balls down, as we've seen already. The offering, that's a strike. Perfect pitch on the outer half, just above the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Dalton Baudino to lead off the bottom of the second. The Mustangs have had base runners in each of the first 2 innings, and Roosevelt had 1 in the bottom of the first. Swing and a miss. Man, that was a breaking ball that didn't break too much, and Baudino went fishing. Pitch way up in the zone. Here's Mason Sauer. Sauer had a nice game yesterday. He was 2 for 3. Mason Sauer, right-handed hitter. And he swings and lifts it towards the second baseman. And oh, it's lost in the sun by Ortiz. It's going to drop for a base hit. I'm not sure he would have had it anyway, because he lost it in the sun and it flew over his head. But he might have had a chance to spot it. Sauer increases that 357 average. And here is Jace Guntel. Guntel was not in the lineup yesterday, but he's hitting .500. Well, you got to make sure that you don't lose the ball in the sun, because Ortiz didn't see that at all. The pitch and the breaking ball hit him in the back. First and second for Josiah Martinez. 1 for 4 yesterday. Martinez, a senior, hitting .364. Even the music here is not too bad. So that helps too. It builds the atmosphere for the game. Scoring a bunt, and he takes it a little bit low. That didn't miss by much. 1 ball and no strikes. Here to Martinez. For the bottom of the second inning, the offering, and that one hit him in the lower left leg. And the bases are loaded. Wow. Well, we mentioned it, that Alvarez's off-speed pitches had not been on. Even the pitch he struck out Baudino on, that was out of the zone. And now you're sending up Caden Bryant, who hit a line drive that was dropped by the center fielder J.J. Marquez. Bases loaded and 1 out in the bottom of the second inning at Nelson Park in Johnstown. On a base hit and 2 hit batters. Alvarez stretches. And the pitch fouled off to the right. That one is drifting out of play. No balls and 1 strike. To Caden Bryant. Alvarez up to 30 pitches, but that's a lot less than his counterpart, Israel Castillo's thrown. Yeah, I think he's probably going to be gun shy about throwing breaking balls. More than likely going after the fastball. The offering went with a fastball and it stayed high. 1 ball and 1 strike. The runners take their leads, operating out of the stretch with the bases loaded as Alvarez. And the 1-1. And the curveball is inside. I think Bryant wanted that ball to hit him. It almost did. Yeah, you got to go fastball. Quit messing around with the breaking balls. He just can't locate that pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bryant awaits. The offering. Fastball very high. 3-1. As they say, nowhere to put him. You put him on base, and Mason Sauer will get a free ride home. 3 balls and 1 strike to the shortstop, Caden Bryant. Alvarez to the plate. Swung on and grounded into left field for a base hit. Sauer's going to score. Guntel around third. The throw towards the plate is going to be up the first base side, backed up by Alvarez. And it's a 2-run single from Caden Bryant. 2-0. Roosevelt to the bottom of the 2nd inning. And that's what happens when you fall behind a very hittable pitch. And here comes Josh Langford. All set up by the single, the 2-hit batsman. Let's see if he stays on the mound. And I think he might be taken off the mound. We'll find out because Coach Langford is speaking to Jaden Carrera right now. That could indicate a change. Well, let's find out. Yeah, if that ball is hit just a little bit closer to Carrera, it could have been a double play. It was hit that hard. But instead he dove and couldn't make the play. Well, they're going to keep Royer out there. Well, let's see if he can work through this. With a 2-0 lead for Roosevelt. And this is Brady Mylander. Mylander hit that line drive double play that was caught by Langford. And Bryant was running on the play, squaring to bunt, and he takes it a little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes. Carrera's even with a bag. Had he bunted that down the third baseline, that would have been major trouble. Runners off of first and second. Mylander awaits. The pitch. Line foul. Down the right side. Count is level at 1-1. Here to Brady Mylander. The stretch and the offering. Curveball is up and in. Yeah, that pitch is not working for him. Just not. He's going to have to work on that in practice. To work that out during windy conditions in a game is so much harder. 2 balls and 1 strike. Martinez, the lead runner at second. The pitch. That's up and in with a fastball. 3-1. And watch out because you've got their best hitter, Giuseppe Salvatore, on deck. 3 balls, 1 strike. It's got to be a meatball down the middle, I would think, for Mylander to swing. Here it is. That's a breaking ball and a little bit high. That looked like could have been a strike, but called a little bit high. And when you're missing with pitches, then you don't get those. And we are going to have a pitching change, and we will take it with them. In the bottom half of the 2nd inning, it is Roosevelt 2, Fort Morgan nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Cooper Chisholm is the new pitcher for the Mustangs, inheriting a 1-out, bases-loaded situation in the bottom of the 2nd. 2-0 Roosevelt. All those runners are Royer Alvarez's responsibility. And I like this, putting Cooper in this situation, a freshman, and trying to navigate his way through the most difficult part of the lineup. This is where you grow. The right-hander will face their best hitter, Giuseppe Salvatore. He's been tearing the baseball up all season. Here's a stretch for the right-hander and the offering. And the breaking ball is a little bit inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Salvatore walked in his first plate appearance and was stranded. The pitch, and that one nearly hit him. 2-0. Now he's got to come in with something fat. Salvatore hitting .521. The offering. Swung on and grounded to first, and Michael Strange plays it off his body. Picked up by the second baseman. Throw to first is late. That'll be an error on the first baseman as Ortiz threw to the pitcher covering. And the Mustangs have committed 2 errors. That's a great pitch there by Cooper, inducing a ground ball, but Michael Strange with the error. It is an RBI, 3-0 to score. And again, the Fort Morgan defense this season has just been a major issue. Here's Israel Castillo, who walked. Yeah, you get that guy to hit a grounder. A grounder that should have been fielded. The pitch. Fastball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Here to Castillo. Now the wind is picking up. That can't make it easy for the pitcher. And the offering. That's a strike on the outer half. Took something off it. It's 1-1. At third is Bryant. Mylander at second. Giuseppe Salvatore at first. The offering. Breaking ball stays high. Ball 2, strike 1. To the opposing pitcher, Israel Castillo. 3-0 Rough Riders, bottom of the second. The pitch. Swung on and grounded left side. Langford has it deep in the hole, slinks it to second for 1. That's the only play he's got there. That's an excellent play by Charlie. A run scores. It's 4-0, but there are 2 down. Give the RBI to Castillo. I'll tell you, Cooper's doing his job. Doing the job there. Just make sure you pitch to contact. And here's Sansoni. Here's the stretch and the offering. And that is inside. The throw's going to go through to second, cut off by Langford. It's a stolen base. Jackson Retchless, the courtesy runner. One ball and no strikes. And the pitch. That's a strike, bottom of the zone. 1-1. Sansoni grounded to the third baseman Carrera in the first inning. 4-0 Roosevelt, 2 in scoring position. The pitch. The bender's down and away. There is a base open. Ball 2, strike 1. Here to Jack Sansoni, the freshman, Chisholm, getting the sign from Jason Diaz. The offering just missed, down and away again, 3-1. Well, the next hitter, Dalton Baldino, did strike out against Alvarez, so with the base open, if you lose him, you still got a shot. The offering, and that's in the dirt. It's a walk. And that'll send up Baldino. Well, this is where you have to retire the hitter. And you say that every time, but in a 4-0 game, doesn't look too bad. 6-0 different story. The pitch, up and in. One with a fastball, 1 ball and no strikes. And Cooper has not found the strike zone. He's thrown 13 pitches, only 4 strikes. The offering, and that's in the dirt. Well, I will say this. It can't just be these pitchers. The conditions got to play a role, because Castillo for Roosevelt, he's also struggling with the zone. And so is Royer Alvarez, 2-0. And the breaking ball's down and away. 3-0. Yeah, so this has got to be affecting every pitcher. 3 balls and no strikes. Baldino awaits. Here's the offering, and that's right there for a strike on the inner half. 3-1. But only the 5th strike that Cooper's thrown amongst his 16 pitches. See if he can come back with another strike. 3-1. Swung on and grounded to third, and Carrera's right there. Knocks it down, steps to the bag for the out. Nearly booted that baseball altogether, but he made the play, and that's a great job by Cooper Chisholm of getting out of a complete mess. Those runs are charged to Royer Alvarez. And the second inning for Roosevelt. They score 4 runs on 2 hits. There was a Mustang error, the bases left loaded, 2 complete. Roosevelt 4, Fort Morgan nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
Springtime means it's time to get back in the 106.
I'm John Beltran, back from Nelson Park in Johnstown. 4-0 Roosevelt. Here's Charlie Langford. The Mustangs do have a hit in the game. The pitch swung on and grounded slowly third base side. Charging and off his glove. Dalton Baldino. Charlie reaches on the air. It hit off the bottom of his glove. There would have been a play for Baldino, but he misplayed it. Charlie's 0 for 2, but he's on base. Roosevelt commits their first error. The Mustangs with 2. Here's Jason Diaz, who walked. 4-0 Rough Riders, and a pitch. Swung on and popped up in the infield right side. Who's going to call for it? It's going to be caught by the second baseman, Martinez. He nearly collided with the first baseman, Mitchell. I'm not sure Mitchell saw it, which is why Martinez kept ranging to his left, and there's 1 out. Here is Miguel Davila. Miguel had a base hit to left field his first time up. Throw back to first. That's a close play. And Brian and I just witnessed Seppi Salvatore in warm-ups, and he threw a laser to second. You don't want to steal on that guy. You want to go maybe in a pass ball or wild pitch. The offering. Breaking ball is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, that looked like a major league arm to me. And with a 500 average, he's got a future in baseball. The offering, down and away with a fastball to the DH for Fort Morgan. Miguel Davila, 2 balls and no strikes. We're in the 3rd inning. 4-0 Roosevelt. They won yesterday in Fort Morgan 12-2. Castillo to the plate. Swung on, line caught, and he throws to first for a double play. Caught by the pitcher Castillo. It's a line drive double play. And the Mustangs are done in the 3rd. No runs, no hits in air, and the base is left empty. 4-0 Roosevelt after 2.5 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Cooper Chisholm back on the mound, his first full inning of work. He did a great job coming in for Royer Alvarez. A bases loaded, 1 out situation. 2 runs did score, but charged to Alvarez. And with a 4-0 Roosevelt lead, it'll be the bottom of the lineup. Mason Sauer, Jace Guntel, and Josiah Martinez. Sauer had a base hit his first time up, swung on and grounded foul third base side. Sauer digs in, closed stance. That means that front foot closer to the plate than the back foot. Swing and a foul at the plate. It is 0-2. Here to Mason Sauer. Well, no threat of rain, but the wind is certainly swirling and gusting. And the pitch. A called strike 3. Oh, he got the extreme outside corner. Yeah, I thought that was going to be ball 1. I think he might have been given a strike there, but it was a great pitch nonetheless. 1 down, Sauer goes down looking. And here's Jace Guntel, hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance. And the offering, the bender's a strike, a beautiful pitch on the outer half at the knees from Cooper Chisholm. No balls and 1 strike. And the pitch swung on and laced down the left field line. That is a base hit headed for the corner. It'll be cut off over there by Urias, and a 1-out single by Guntel. Josiah Martinez was hit by a pitch. Short lead at first for Guntel. Chisholm to the plate in the dirt. On the bender, 1 ball and no strikes. Jason Diaz has a pretty good arm. Maybe not in Salvatore's category, but you don't want to run on him necessarily. He threw out a base runner yesterday. The offering scoring to bunt. Curveball is bunted foul, first base side. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here to the number 9 hitter, Josiah Martinez, playing second base today. The pitch, swung on, lined into left field, a soft liner for a base hit. Guntel to second, first and second with 1 out for Caden Bryant, hit number 4 for Roosevelt, and the second straight off of Chisholm. Bryant aboard on an error and then singled. Both of those at bats against the starter Royer Alvarez. And Cooper's now found a strike zone. He had lost it a little bit. The pitch outside. 1 ball and no strikes. 4-0 Rough Riders in the bottom of the third. The pitch, swing and a miss. Oh man, had some movement on that one, but I think he might have crossed up Diaz because Diaz is running out to the mound. Just clarifying signals. 1-1 to Caden Bryant. Roosevelt has won 6 in a row. The Mustangs have lost 9 straight. Runners take their leads. The pitch, swung on and grounded to third. Backing up as Carrera steps in the bag for 1. That's the only play he's got. 2 down. Smart play there by Jaden Carrera. And here is Brady Mylander. Mylander, a line out for a double play, and then he walked. Chisholm at the belt. Chisholm to the plate. Strike on the inner half. That almost looked like a changeup. No balls and 1 strike. Cooper working quickly. Delivers. Swung on and grounded up the middle. The shortstop Langford flips to second for the force. And that's it. The inning is over for Roosevelt in the bottom of the third. For the Rough Riders, no runs on 2 hits, no errors and 2 left. Let's head to the 4th inning from Nelson Park in Johnstown. Roosevelt 4 and the Mustangs nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. I'm John Beltran, back from Nelson Park in Johnstown. 4-0 Roosevelt in the top of the 4th inning. The Mustangs will be sending up Isaiah Ortiz against Israel Castillo. And the pitch swung on and fouled. That pitch way up in the zone. Castillo, Marquez, and Urias. Ortiz, Marquez, and Urias against Castillo. The wine and the offering. Fastball is upstairs and the count levels at 1-1. Righty against righty. Israel to the plate. Inside corner with a changeup. A ball and 2 strikes. The Mustangs have 2 hits in the game. The offering swung on and fouled with a breaking ball. 4 runs on 4 hits for Roosevelt. No runs, 2 hits for the Mustangs. The Mustangs have committed 2 errors. Roosevelt 1. The Mustangs have stranded 4. Roosevelt has left 7 on base. And the breaking ball hit him in the left leg. Watch out, Ortiz is looking out at the pitcher. You want to be careful. If an umpire spots that, that is not good sportsmanship whatsoever. You got to be very, very careful with that type of behavior. because he was already still halfway up the line. And you could see his head facing the pitcher. And I don't think he said anything, but still. That'll send up Marquez, who struck out his first time up. The stretch and the pitch going to bunt, and he takes it for a strike, a fastball down the middle. It's 0-1. A windy Friday. We've also got Brush at University playing right now in Greeley on 1010 KSIR with Kevin Fergus. The pitch fouled back. No balls and 2 strikes. 3 ball fields here at Nelson Park. Haven't been here in a few years. Saw some other baseball. Throw back to first. Back in diving is Isaiah Ortiz. No balls and 2 strikes on the sophomore J.J. Marquez. The offering outside with a fastball. That's where the catcher Salvatore was set up. But now we know that that outside strike can be called, as we saw earlier when Chisholm recorded a strikeout in the previous inning of Mason Sauer. At the belt, the pitch. That's outside again with a fastball, 2-2. Here to J.J. Marquez. Short lead at first for Isaiah. Now he stretches that out quite a bit. Runner goes. Pitch is high. Throw to second. The slide, and he's going to be out. And again, you don't run on this guy. The tag applied by Caden Bryant, and it's 3-2. You know, the only way you run is if it's a hit and run. Because that, I know is he gonna have a discussion now? And if Coach Langford is having a discussion, it might not even be on the out call. I think it's something else. I don't think it's the fact, because he was definitely out. I think it's something else. Coach Langford speaking to the field umpire along the first baseline. With 1 out. Here in the top of the 4th inning, 3-2 with the bases empty to J.J. Marquez. And he'll dig back into the right-handed batter's box. Israel Castillo. The wind in the pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball below the knees, and J.J. strikes out. Second time he struck out in his mini plate appearance, 2 down. Frank Uria struck out his first time up. Castillo has struck out 3 Mustangs. The pitch fouled off to the right. Good solid swing for Frank. No balls and 1 strike. The Mustang offense has been silent during this series against Roosevelt. That's a breaking ball for a strike on the inside corner. It's 0-2. That's a nasty pitch thrown by Israel Castillo. The offering. That's right there. Down the middle, fastball for a strike at the knees, and he strikes out on 3 pitches. And we have played 3.5 innings with the score. Roosevelt 4, the Mustangs nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
Facing the heart of
06.
We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. And the Mustangs trail 4-0. Here is Seppi Salvatore. He grounded to first, but it was a misplay by Strange. Pitch by Chisholm. And that's a strike on the inner half. Had some lateral movement on that one. Walked prior to that, 0 for 1 in the game. The offering. And that curveball is a strike on the inside corner. Woo-hoo! Did that have movement on it? That was a dirty pitch. And the 0-2. Swung on and popped up into shallow center field. J.J. Marquez waits on it and makes the catch. I'm telling you, that is as masterful as I have seen a pitcher throw to a hitter that good. 2 pitches on the inside corner, and that pitch was up, which is what you want to do. That was not in the strike zone. And Coop got him chasing. Here's Israel Castillo. Walked in a fielder's choice, and that swung on and fouled back. No balls and 1 strike. The pitch, swing and a miss below the knees. It's 0-2. This is going to earn him plenty of pitching time and a start, at least 1 start, you would think. No balls and 2 strikes. Chisholm to the plate. Breaking ball stays upstairs. That did miss. 1-2. It's amazing. Cooper had trouble throwing strikes early. Now he's got 22 strikes, 14 balls. Way outside with a fastball. Ball 2, strike 2. It looks like that third base dugout's trying to get into it. And the pitch swung on and popped up into left center field. Here comes Marquez, who's going to make the catch. Langford, the shortstop, is going to make the grab. 2 down. Well, that's the wind knocking it down. And that'll send up Jack Sanzoni. Ground out and a walk. Brian Nichols sitting next to me. We're really enjoying watch Cooper pitch. I mean, it's some fun stuff. Yep, he's popping the glove, hitting his spots. Swung on line and caught by the third baseman. Carrera on a soft line drive along the line. And for Cooper Chisholm, the freshman, it's a 1-2-3 inning. 4 innings complete from Johnstown. Roosevelt 4 and the Mustangs nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Riley Elrick will lead off the 8th inning. How about the number 8 will lead off the 5th inning. Apparently I just sustained some dyslexia there. Elrick will be followed by Cooper Chisholm. 4-0 Roosevelt as we play in the top of that 5th inning. The pitch, and that is low. Elrick had a base hit his first time up. 1 ball and no strikes. The pitch, foul to the backstop. Count leveled at 1-1. Here to Riley Elrick. 8-9-1 for the Mustangs in the 5th inning. The offering swung on and grounded right side. Going to be a tough play for Martinez, second baseman. Slinks it to first for the out as he got Elrick by 1 step. 1 down in the 5th inning for Cooper Chisholm. His first plate appearance of the game. Batting for the left side. He popped up in his only at bat against Northridge in the second game of that doubleheader. 12-2 loss. The pitch. That's a strike with a fastball. No balls and 1 strike. To Cooper Chisholm. Swung on and fouled down the left side. 0-2 to the Mustang pitcher. Laying down the sign is Salvatore. Setting up on the outside corner. The pitch, way outside. Ball 1, strike 2 to the freshman. Mustangs hanging right there because of Chisholm's pitching. It's only 4-0 in the 5th inning. The offering, that's right there, yep. Outside corner, he took it for a called strike 3. And there's 2 down. As Cooper goes down looking, here is Jaden Carrera, who grounded to third and then grounded to first. He's 0 for 2. Outstanding pitch there by Castillo. He shredded that corner beautifully. All of a sudden, Castillo has gotten into a rhythm. The pitch, breaking ball is fouled. No balls and 1 strike. 7 Mustangs have been retired in order. And the offering, over but low. 1 ball and 1 strike, 2 down, bases empty, top 5. Roosevelt leads 4-0. All the runs came in the second inning against Alvarez. The pitch, swung on and grounded down the third base side. Fair over the bag. Long throw to first is going to be offline. That'll be a base hit. Wow. I thought it was foul. Even the third baseman, Baldino's looking over there. That looked foul from here, but I guess they called it over the bag. So the Mustangs have their 3rd hit of the game. Tough play there. And clearly when the ball was thrown, he was in foul territory, but that has nothing to do with the actual ball, regardless of where the fielder is. Charlie reached in an air, grounded out. He's 0 for 2. The pitch, that's a little bit low with a changeup. Charlie Langford's been in a slump. 0 for his last 9. Short lead at first. The pitch in the dirt. Nice block there on the breaking ball. Salvatore keeps it in front of him. It's 2-0. The Mustangs have their first base runner on in a while. And the 2-0. That's a strike, bottom of the zone on the outer half with a fastball. 2 balls and 1 strike. 75 pitches thrown by Castillo. Langford awaits. The offering, and that's low. 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike to Charlie Langford. The sun has come out again. It's good news. Very short lead at first. You don't want to take off anytime soon. The pitch, swung on and grounded to short. Bryant is right there. He sets fires to first, and Charlie got down the line, but he is retired by a fraction of a step. Charlie Langford is out number 3. We have played 4.5 innings. The Mustangs get a base hit, but they strand the runner. It is Roosevelt 4, Fort Morgan nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's head to the bottom of the 5th inning. I'm John Beltran in Johnstown. The Mustangs trail the Roosevelt Rough Riders 4-0. And Cooper Chisholm will be facing Dalton Baldino. Struck out, hit into a fielder's choice, and a breaking ball hit him in the helmet. Turned away, and it got him in the helmet. Second hit batter by Chisholm. The Mustangs have hit 4 batters because Alvarez had back-to-back hitters. That brings up Mason Sauer. Singled and struck out. 1 for 2. Yeah, and certainly if the wind is a factor, it shouldn't be now. It's really died down. The stretch. And the offering scoring to bunt, and he takes it low. Wow. Not sure where that missed. Must have been low. 1 ball and no strikes. Throw back to first, back in diving is Baldino. Again, all the runs scored in the bottom of the 2nd inning. We're in the 5th. 4-0 Roosevelt, scoring to bunt. The pitch, takes it for a strike. On the inner half at the knees with the off speed, it's 1-1. Chisholm is 42 pitches into this outing and has commanded the zone pretty well after early struggles. The offering, swung on and grounded foul, third base side. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I mean, you feel good about this game if the Mustangs don't win, but they stay like right where they are right now. You've got to make progress somewhere because they've had some setbacks this week. The stretch of the offering, swung on and lifted towards left field. A long run for Langford, the shortstop. He dives, and it's a base hit right in front of Urias. Oh, man, I don't know if Frankie could have got that one, but that's a fly ball base hit. a Texas leaguer in first and second with nobody out. Well, and I'm not sure if Urias had a shot at that one, but if he did, you call off Langford because he wasn't too far away from him at the end. Jace Gunzel, the hitter, had a base hit his last time up. The pitch. That one clipped him. Yep. That's the second hit batter of the inning, and the bases are loaded for Martinez, hit by a pitch and single. And now Chisholm has gotten himself into trouble in this bottom of the fifth inning. Yeah, you can't come in too much. Got to command the zone now. How about a bouncer back to the mound? Let's start a 1-2-3 double play. The stretch. And the offering. Swung on and grounded a short. Charlie has got it. Flips to second for one. And back to first. And that is late. It is late. Yeah, Charlie thought he might have had a double play, but I thought it was late. A run scores, and it's 5-0 on that ground ball. And here is Caden Bryant. Aboard on an air, singled, and then grounded to third. He's 1 for 3. Roosevelt scores for the first time since the second inning. More than likely, the trail runner will be taking off. Squaring to bunt, and that one went behind the hitter. And it's a stolen base, no throw. So 2 in scoring position. And the offering. That's upstairs with a fastball. 2 balls and no strikes to Caden Bryant. And the pitch, curveball is up and in. That did miss, 3-0. You do have a base open with Mylander coming up. 3 balls and no strikes. Cooper Chisholm to the plate. Strike 1 down the middle. 3 balls and 1 strike. And even 50 pitches for Chisholm, 29 strikes and 21 balls. Cooper to the plate. Fouled off to the right, out of play. Three balls and 2 strikes. At third is Sauer. Josiah Martinez at second. The Rough Riders leading by 5 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Pitch coming. Here it is. Swung on line. That's a base hit along the left field line. That's going to score 2 runs. And around first and staying right there, a 2-run single by Caden Bryant. 7-0 Roosevelt. Here's Brady Mylander. Mylander, a line out, a walk, and a fielder's choice. Here's the stretch by Chisholm at the belt. And the pitch square to bunt, and he lays it down third base side. Cooper's going to field a bare hand. He throws to first, and that'll be late. Yeah, nothing you can do. That's an infield hit. That's a great bunt there by Mylander. Yeah, that's a phenomenal bunt. He played it perfectly. Here's Seppi Salvatore. A walk, an error, and then he popped to center. And watch out, because if they keep the rally going, they could end it in 5 innings. That's already happened twice this week to the Mustangs, not going 7. The stretch and the offering. Swung on and grounded to second. There's Ortiz, backhands it, flips it to second for 1, spins to first late. Langford with the relay there, but he's retired Seppi Salvatore on 2 different occasions. 2 down. Despite the mishaps in this inning, Chisholm still pitching very well. He just took chances there on that breaking ball a couple of occasions. Elias Pardo is the courtesy runner. Here's Castillo, 0 for 2. His lone time on base, he walked. Stretch by Chisholm. And the offering. That's a strike on the inside corner. No balls and 1 strike. With 2 down in the bottom of the 5th inning. Long pause. The pitch. Runner goes. Swung on and chopped to third. Here's Carrera charging, setting, throwing, and keeping his foot on the bag was Strange. And I believe that Castillo might have stepped on his foot, but I believe that was just incidental. And nice play by Strange on the back end. Side retired. In the bottom of the 5th inning for Roosevelt, they scored 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. To the 6th we go in 1 minute. It's Roosevelt 7, Fort Morgan nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Jason Diaz will lead off the 6th inning. Roosevelt 7, Fort Morgan nothing against right-hander Israel Castillo, who is working on a 3-hitter. The wind and pitch, that's in the dirt. Diaz walked and popped out. He's 0 for 1. Open stance, right-handed hitter, senior catcher, awaits the offering. That's low with a fastball. 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, I can't believe we haven't had a bit of rain. I thought it was going to rain at some point, but nothing. That one is popped up into shallow center. A can of corn for Brady Mylander. He makes the catchers 1 down. Here's Miguel Davila, singled and lined out. If the Mustangs do not rally, this will be their 10th consecutive loss. And they are in a 7-0 hole in the 6th inning. The wind in the pitch. Swung on line foul, third base side. Here to Miguel Davila. Here's the wind and offering. That's over but low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Isaiah Ortiz waits to hit next. Castillo to the plate. Breaking ball is a strike on the inside corner at the knees. That's where Chisholm wanted those pitches that he hit the batters on. Just couldn't get enough break on his bender. And here is the offering. That's a strike. I mean, that is right down Broadway. And Miguel strikes out. Strikeout number 5 as he's caught looking by Castillo. 2 down for Isaiah Ortiz. Ground out and hit by a pitch. Looking in for the sign. And the pitch. The breaking ball. He swings at a pitch in the dirt. It's 0-1. Here to Isaiah Ortiz. No balls, 1 strike, 2 down, bases empty. The pitch, that's low. With a fastball, 1 ball, 1 strike. To Ortiz. One-stop shopping does exist. Stubbs Gas and Oil, gas, food, and all your travel accessories. Off I-76 and exit 66A in Wiggins. Stubbs Gas and Oil. That fastball's down and away, 2-1. Ortiz awaits, the second baseman for the Mustangs. Swings and chops it to short. Caden Bryant fires to first, offline! And it's going to be an error on Bryant, as Devin Mitchell could not come down with that baseball thrown a little bit high and wide of the target. And that's 2 errors now by Roosevelt on a very routine play that extends the inning. And here is Chase Prouty hitting .250 on the year. And are they saying that he should get second base? So I'm not sure. Should they award second base? I don't know. I don't think it went into a crease or anything like that. Yeah, I think that's what Coach Langford is saying. I mean, they set the ground rules, but I don't know. I have no idea what that discussion could be about, but I think it's something about advancing an extra base. But the ball looked like it remained in play after it went by Devin Mitchell on that errant throw from Caden Bryant. So still discussing the matter with a 7-0 Roosevelt lead. Josh Langford has had a lot of discussions in this game. On the mound, up the first base side, near home plate. But, you know, he's got to fight for every inch for his team, whether it's a strike, an out, advancing of a base. And now Chase Prouty will step in from the right side, his first plate appearance. Yesterday struck out a couple of times, but did score a run in the loss to Roosevelt. The pitch, and that one nearly hit him down and in. 1 ball and no strikes to Chase Prouty. Short lead at first. And the offering, that's in the dirt, 2-0. There'll be a pinch hitter on deck as well. And Coach Langford, knowing where the season is at now at 5-11, is switching things up. 2 balls and no strikes. The pitch, and that's in the dirt, 3-0. Yeah, we'll see who's on deck for the Mustangs. It's a left-handed hitter. Prouty will be taking on the 3-0. And here it is. That's down the middle for a strike. Just above the knees, it's 3-1. At first is Isaiah Ortiz, reached on a 2-out error. Prouty awaits the 3-1 pitch. Here it comes. Swung on and grounded to left field for a base hit. Advancing to second is Ortiz, and the Mustangs have something cooking in the 6th inning. And let's see who they send up here. Cale O'Connor, a left-handed hitter for Fort Morgan. I believe that's his first varsity appearance. And could we have a pitching change as well? Let's see if Castillo stays out there. He's thrown 93 pitches, so he might not be able to go the distance, but he should be able to get out of this inning. So it's a left-handed hitter for the Mustangs. And this is something I like with some of the younger players. You've got Chisholm, who is in the left, a lefty hitter. And now you've got O'Connor hitting in Frank Urias' spot. Urias struck out twice. Here's the stretch. And the offering, and that's in the dirt. By the way, there's a courtesy runner at first. That looks like Marquez over there. He was the scheduled hitter, by the way, in Prouty's spot. But now running for Prouty after Prouty's base hit. The pitch, and that's low. 2 balls and no strikes. I think this is the last hitter for Castillo if he doesn't get him out. Because now he's scuffling with a strike zone. Runners take their leads. And the 2-0. That's outside. Oh, a strike. Holy mahungus. Yeah, that pitch was too far outside. That's wow. No. That was ball 3. The 2-1. Swing and a foul. That was a lot closer to the plate than the previous one. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Roosevelt with a 7-0 lead in the top of the 6th inning. At second is Ortiz. Marquez at first. Watch out for that outside fastball. That's where he's been going. 2-2, and that's way outside. You call that a strike. Josh Langford's going to come out of his shirt. 3-2. Yeah, and I think Langford is lobbying for a balk. Runners will be going. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch, and it's strike 3 called. First of all, Isaiah was not even taking off from second, so that's a mistake, even if it wasn't a called strike 3. You got to play fundamental baseball, and Langford is speaking to him right now. You got to be taking off on a 3-2, 2-strike pitch. Ocaña strikes out looking on a fastball bottom of the zone. And the Mustang threat is over in the top of the 6th inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. The score, Roosevelt 7, Fort Morgan nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 7-0 Roosevelt. Third pitcher for the Mustangs, this is Frank Urias. Cooper Chisholm goes to left field after throwing very effectively over 3 2/3 innings. Gave up 3 runs, all in the 5th inning. And stepping in will be Jack Sansoni, 0 for 2. Ground out, walked out, line drive. The pitch. Fastball is upstairs. Urias is a left-hander. Bats from the right side, but a left-handed pitcher. He gets the sign and the offering. That's a strike on the inner half. 1 ball and 1 strike to Sansoni. 5, 6, and 7 for Roosevelt in the home half of the 6th. Swing and a miss. Threw a fastball right by him. It's 1-2. Very nice, easy motion for Frank Urias. No wasted energy whatsoever. The offering. That is a called strike 3 on the outside corner. Oh, what a spot. And for Mustang pitching, 3 strikeouts, 1 by each pitcher. Dalton Baldino struck out against Royer Alvarez. He also hit into a fielder's choice hit by a pitch. And the breaking ball outside, he changed that arm slot. 1 ball and no strikes. Urias ready. And the offering. That's a ball. Jeez. I mean, knock it off with these pitches being. That's a strike. What are you doing? That changes the whole thing. It was maybe a tad high, but that's got to be a strike. 2-0. That's definitely high. 3-0. But see, that's what happens. You call a pitch that should have been a strike. Put all the pressure now on the pitcher. He's almost got to pinpoint it. 3-0. Here to Baldino. The offering. That's a strike. On the inner half with a fastball. 3-1. Bases empty. 1 down. Bottom of the 6th inning. Roosevelt with 4 runs in the 2nd and 3 in the 5th. That's it. But the Mustangs have been shut out. 3-1 pitch. That's upstairs. It's a walk. That'll bring up Mason Sauer. Mustang pitchers today have walked 5 and hit 4 batters. So that's like 9 free passes. Still have to reduce that total. Mason Sauer 2 for 3, including a 2-run single 1 inning ago. Stretch. Urias to the plate. That is right there, maybe a little bit low. Wow. That strike zone is getting tight. 1 ball and no strikes. Looking back at first. Swung on line. That's going to be caught by Langford. Toss to first is low, but cannot be dug out by Strange. I tell you what, Michael did a nice job hanging in there. That thing was thrown very low, and at least he got a glove on it. But a good throw would have doubled up the runner. No error, though. 2 down. On the line drive, hit by Mason Sauer. Jace Guntel hit by a pitch twice. The pitch down and in. He's also singled, so he's been on base all 3 times. 1 ball and no strikes with 2 down in the bottom of the 6th inning. The stretch by Urias. Frank to the plate. That nearly hit him on a fastball. It's 2-0. Well, the Mustangs have not been scared at all about pitching inside. 2-0. The offering. That's right there for a strike. On the outer half, ball 2, strike 1 to Jace Guntel. Roosevelt has their 7 runs on 7 hits. The Mustangs have 4 hits. Throw back to first, back in diving as Baldino. Both teams have committed 2 errors. Fort Morgan's left 7 on base. That's a lot more than I thought. Roosevelt has stranded 9. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch. Popped foul out of play off to the right. Strange giving chase, but not too much of a chase. It's way out of play. At 2-2. I don't know Frankie's class. I'm not sure Frank what grade he's in. He's either a freshman or a sophomore. Well, I should be able to find that. The pitch, that is going to be a little bit low. Wow. Stolen base for Baldino. Yep. I mean, again, if that missed, it was by a hair. And the Mustang faithful do not like that at all. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch swung on and fisted into right center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. And that's going to be at least 2 bags for Jace Guntel. Baldino scores 8-0 Roosevelt. Found a gap there, and here's Josiah Martinez. Hit by a pitch, singled, and hit into a fielder's choice. That's the way it works. 8 runs on 8 hits for them. Martinez is at 1 for 2. The stretch and the offering. The bender is outside. I don't know what's going on here. I mean, the Mustang fans are giving it to him. Deservedly so. That looked like a strike on the corner. The left-hander Urias to the plate. That's a strike on the inside corner. And I was worried that was not going to be called a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 on, 1 across with 2 down. Frank looks back. The pitch. Swing and a foul tip into the glove. On a fastball tailing away, it's 1-2. Man, I've been impressed with both Chisholm and Frank Urias. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The offering. Swung on and grounded to third. Carrera's right there. He sets, he throws to first, and in time, and retired is Josiah Martinez. And the Mustangs will go to the 7th inning after allowing a run on a hit. No errors and 1 left. It's Roosevelt in control of this baseball game in Johnstown from Nelson Park. Roosevelt 8, Fort Morgan nothing on B106, B106.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
Springtime means
Israel Castillo will attempt to go the distance, but he is challenged by the pitch count here. 99 pitches deep. And Roosevelt leads Fort Morgan 8-0. Castillo will face Riley Elrick, Cooper Chisholm, and Jaden Carrera. Elrick in the game is 1 for 2. Looking in, and the pitch. Swing and a miss on a pitch tailing away. Well, the Mustangs swing and a pop of foul territory, first base side. It drifts foul. We'll be back in action on Tuesday, and Riverdale Ridge they're good. Brian Nick will have that home road game at 4 o'clock right here on B106. I'll be back with you later in the week when they face Riverdale Ridge in Fort Morgan. It'll be a 2-strike pitch. Here it is. Swung on in line towards the right center field gap, and that's going to drop for a base hit, and that's going to roll all the way towards the fence. It'll fall shy of the fence, but it's a leadoff double for Riley Elrick, his second hit of the game. And the Mustangs have 5 hits overall. And that could very well chase this pitcher. Undoubtedly, because he's already up to 102 pitches. Chisholm struck out looking his first time up. The offering. That's a strike on the outer half. Took something off it at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. Off of second is Elrick. The pitch. Swung on and fisted. That's going to be caught. Maybe it is. Flipped the second double play on the leap by Bryant, the shortstop. Oh, you could tell that ball was not hit very hard. And Bryant made a beautiful play. That's the second double play by a shortstop in this game off a line drive, and there's 2 down. Here is Jaden Carrera. That might allow Castillo to go the distance. Carrera's 1 for 3. He's still got several pitches to work with. The offering. Breaking ball. Strike 1. At the knees. It's 0-1. Yeah, you could see that hit off Chisholm's bat. If Bryant made that catch, Elrick was in trouble. Foul to the backstop. No balls and 2 strikes to Jaden Carrera. With 2 down in the 7th inning. Roosevelt has really picked up their level of play. They're about to win their 7th in a row. 0-2 to the Mustang third baseman. The offering. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball. And Roosevelt wins 8-0. The Mustang post-game show is brought to you by Advanced Agri Solutions. Get a full plan of seed, food, and water for your field. Begin your planning for next year's growing season. Call Dusty or Roxy 970-571-2024. 8 runs on 8 hits, 2 errors, 10 left on base for Roosevelt. No runs, 5 hits, 2 errors, 7 left on base for Fort Morgan. The winning pitcher was Israel Castillo. Royer Alvarez took the loss. Time of the game, 1 hour and 50 minutes. That's 1-5-0. 4 runs in the second inning. A couple of hit batters set that up. Caden Bryant had a 2-run single to make it 2-0. Giuseppe Salvatore drove in a run. Castillo did the same. Cooper Chisholm came in, pitched very well. Did not allow a run until the 5th inning. Caden Bryant had another 2-run single, 4 RBIs in the game. And that basically catapulted them to that 7-0 lead. Then they scored a run in the 6th inning. But the Mustangs threw all freshmen out there, and they were pretty good. Alvarez certainly did struggle, and he's got to get on his game. But Chisholm and Frank Urias did very well. But the Mustangs dropped to 2-10 in league play, 5-12 overall, as they have lost 10 games in a row. Roosevelt 7-5 in league play, 9-7 on the season on a 7-game winning streak. Mustangs back in action on Tuesday at Riverdale Ridge. Well, join us then when the Mustangs attempt to snap that losing streak on the road on Tuesday. I'm John Beltran. Have a great weekend. God bless. And the final score once again from Nelson Park in Johnstown. Roosevelt 8, Fort Morgan nothing on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.